ho, 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 ho. What's going on? We are going to play Zombie this evening. How is everybody? FT8, Fox Tango 8. The least interactive zombie-like mode on the planet. But I figured I'd introduce anybody who's not familiar with FT8. That's what you look like. That's what you must look like when you play with this mode, because that's basically what you are. So, anyways, good evening. How you doing? K1GMM Steve, Green Mountains, state of Vermont. Hope everybody had a good day. And Ian's in here. Good evening, Ian. And we are going to let me get some things sorted here. We're going to start out on 40 meters. For those of you who are not familiar with FT8, it's part of the WSJTX package that you can download online. It is what's called a weak signal mode. And what I found out is it doesn't mean it's a low power mode. You can have everything from guys running 1 watt to 1.5 kW. I don't run much power on this mode because I don't care. So it's fun to play with. And usually, like if I'm sitting in the shack and I'm surfing around on the computer doing some stuff, I'll have this running in the background. A friend of mine calls it contact farming, and that's basically what it is. Now, I did see VK in here earlier, and I'm sure they're gone because they're well past gray line at this point. Current time here, Eastern Seaboard, Eastern Standard Time, 7:02, which would put VK well past daybreak. So conditions would be falling off on 40 meters. But about two and a half hours ago, VK was in here. So that was very cool. Anyways, you can go online, get all the information you need. I'm running a 7300, which is very easy to interface. You take a USB cable, plug it in the computer, download the driver, bang, boom, done. Configure FT8 software. I think it was originally devised for like 6 meters, but it's pretty much taken over the entire HF spectrum. You'll find it everywhere, virtually everywhere, and it's unfortunate, in my opinion. It has its use, yes, a very valid use and a very valid purpose, but 6 meters, like I just did the VHF contest last weekend, and I'll tell you what, the bands were so bad that I actually made most of my contacts on FT8. So you're not going to hear me bash FT8, but yes, a whole lot of zombie going on here, and you'll see why. So anyways, let me show you what it looks like, and we're going to see if we can make some contacts on FT8, 40 meters. And I will be running, I'll see if I can get across a pond on 25% drive. And the key to this is being able to find a place to actually transmit. As you can see, 40 meters is lit right up. This is the waterfall, and these are all the decodes coming in, the stations I'm decoding. So we've got everything from Hotel Alpha, what's that? Is that Switzerland or something like that? I don't know. Echo Alpha is Spain. We have stateside, N3F. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick let's erase the right-hand column. I'm going to pick a station, YU7U. Wonder what that is. Let's try that. Anybody know where? Actually, I could tell you. It's not telling me the Oh, somebody picked him up. That's why it didn't tell me. Oh, azimuth 52 degrees, 4,356 miles. You'll see this right here. Hey, Daniel. How you doing? From Portugal. Daniel, if you're running the radio... let me get over here. Daniel, I don't have your call, but you're in the chat. Are you running FT8 right now? Maybe we could try to make a contact. There's Kevin. Hey, Kevin. Whole lot of zombie going on. And, yeah, if you guys want to try and do a contact, I'd stay, mate, but I'm off to bed. Hey! Callum, no problem, dude. You need to sleep. Holy cow, you've been up burning the midnight oil for days or weeks, whatever. Yeah, good to see you, man. It's all right. Let's grab a station. Alpha 45XR. That, almost 7,000 miles. I believe that's, what would that be? Somewhere in the Middle East, right? So let me switch over, pull up the desktop. Okay, he's right in here. He's pinched in between this area. Okay, Daniel's not in digital yet. Oh, somebody picked him up. November, Kilo Golf 4. That's the thing with this mode. You got to be quick. You got a Delta 7 Golf uniform. So let's see if we can grab him. Again, I'm not running much power. I'll wind it up to about 40 watts if I have to. Daniel, this is a great mode, just to let you know, if you live in an HOA type situation where you can't run like a big smoking gun antenna, this will get you on the air and you will get contacts. You don't need a very, very big antenna. Like I said, it's a weak signal mode. It's very, very sensitive. I'm going to switch out to the overall station. I'll actually put it in loop instead of sitting there looking at the screen the whole time. Okay, can't hear me. I'm going to wind it up to 40, see if he hears me. He did hear me. He heard me on 25% drive. Very cool. That's 36, a little more than 3,600 miles, azimuth 53 degrees, which is exactly where I'm pointed. I am on the 40-meter parasitic array. I found with this, I don't need to run a lot of power. So, if you look up here, he's got me at a -3. Oh, he's having a hard time copying me. I'm going to have to wind it up. Up to 40 watts, 40% drive. Yep, just about 40 watts going out. Also, what will happen is if you look at the waterfall, you'll be on a frequency working a station, and someone will just crush you. So that contact is in the log. So it prompts you to log it. I click OK. Bang, she's in there. Hey, first contact. Daniel, get into. I wish I could tell you PSK is dynamite. And it is. It's my favorite mode. I love PSK. 31. I've done a little bit of Olivia with a friend of mine, Al. But I love PSK. The problem is FT8 has pretty much taken over the band. So what do we got here? India Kilo 5. Let's see if we can grab him. That's Italy. So what you do is you set this thing up with your call sign, and you set up the rig control, rig interface, so it'll communicate with your computer. And see if he hears me here. He did not hear me. And I'm still on 40% drive, 40 watts going out. Once you get that done, then basically it's all automatic. You enable TX. You can either you click in this waterfall. Let me pull up the waterfall here. Hold on. So you click in this waterfall area here. You can click pretty much anywhere. Okay, he's not hearing me, so I'm going to halt it. And if you see an open spot, you can sneak into this spot. and you can either call CQ. All of your, it's got like pre-programmed macros in it, or whatever you want to call them, in this window right here. And here's your CQ call. So it starts out at the CQ call, and when a station picks you up, it'll automatically cycle through the exchange. It's really neat, actually. But that's what I mean. You are a literal zombie doing this. Oh, he heard me. Okay, so if someone does that and they come back to you, you can go ahead, when it goes red up in the top right hand screen, part of the screen, that means someone's coming back to you. So I actually kicked it out of transmit. There we go. Okay, it looks like it's going through the exchange. So let me get back to the desktop. But whatever you do, don't forget, this is what you're really doing. That is a... Okay, got him in the log. Very nice. You really don't need a lot of power on this band, I found. To punch through the real mess, sometimes, yeah, you got to throw a little fire into the wire, but I don't. I figure if I can't make the contact on 40, I always run it. Sometimes I run literally at like 6-7% drive, which gives me about 5 watts out. And you will be shocked at the number of contacts you make on 5 watts on this thing. It's phenomenal. So let me see if I can grab any more Europe here. What do we got? What do we got? Victor Alpha 3, that's Canuck. You know what the Canucks are all about, right? You guys remember? Any Canadians watching? That's for you, man. Now that noise you hear in the background is Ian's gonna have nightmares now. There you go, Al. That's for you, buddy. I did that specifically for you. All right. Echo Alpha 6, okay. Let's go after him. I'm gonna actually dial it back to 25% drive, see if we can pick him up. It's a good signal coming in. He should hear me on 25 watts. That is 38, a little more than 3,800 miles, 66 degrees. So he's a little bit further south. Yes, Al, that's a self-portrait. You know, it's funny because I was looking for some of Lisa's makeup. Now he's not hearing me. Bring it up to 30. I was looking through Lisa's makeup bag to see if I could find some makeup and actually zombie myself out, but there's nothing there, man. I found the skirt, but there's no makeup. And she doesn't have the legs. He got me. Cool. Ian, you're a crack up, man. Now that right there is the period it takes to get the exchange and in the log. That's what I mean. I mean, you can sit here in your spare time and you can just contact farm and just bang away at this stuff. I don't even pay attention. If they can't hear me, normally I'm only increasing power for you guys. Normally, if they can't hear me on 25% drive, I ain't working them anyway. So I don't care. But if you, because I don't take it seriously. Wow. Boy, I've got the radio on for a long time. What's going on with that? Here's a 2E0 call. Hey, Al, maybe that's Jeff. Oh, no, wrong call sign. Cross-dresser. Yes, sir, mister. My pink polka dotted flower printed apron. Oh, yeah, dancing around with a feather duster. That's me, buddy. Talk about nightmares. That should give you nightmares. Also, this is a very effective tool for testing propagation, testing your antenna system. Not as good as Whisper. Whisper is far less tasking on your transceiver because it's very, very low power. But Whisper is part of this package too, so it'd be worth checking that out. Like if you're testing an antenna, whenever I'm testing an antenna, I usually check Whisper. I run Whisper for a little bit. Sometimes I've run it all night long before. It's worth doing. It'll tell you how the antenna is working, where it's getting into, especially if you have something to put it up against. And someone took the frequency right here. WAEDU and N9 WRP, they stomped 2E0 VXI, so he can't hear me. That's what happens. And it is bright red on the screen. See, they can't hear him. I can because they're further west than I am. So the band may not be open to them right now. That's out in Illinois. Yay. Fox 1. Let's go after the French station. I'm going to wind it right back to 10 watts. See if you can hear me. Hey, John, what's going on? Mike Whiskey 6 Sierra Victor Lima. Any of you guys running FT8? Get on a frequency and call. See if I can work you. Oh, Al. Al, you said deep QSB, lost 2 contacts, yeah. That France station is not very strong on the waterfall. No, he can't hear me on 10 watts. So we're at 18 watts right now. See if he can hear me. It's fun to play with. CQ zone. CQ. Oh, good lord, dude. CQ zone. Hold on, I can tell you. Oh, why can't I remember? I never use it, ever. Hardly ever use that. Give it to you. Okay. For all of you sitting there going, I can't believe he doesn't remember a CQ zone, I got one thing to say to you, okay? Take the 2x4 out of your rear end. This is no place for elitist attitudes. CQ zone 5. CQ zone 5. And always remember, always.
You're the big weenie. 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 You're the big.
Yeah. And let me just set the record straight. I am the ultimate big weenie, okay? Nobody beats me in that department. I'm tired. I'm cranky. He can't hear me. Okay, let's halt that. Tango Alpha, anyone know where that is? Ian, I love you, buddy. CQ what? Nice, Al. You can tease me. It's okay. I'm cool with it. Boy, you're right, Al. There's some heavy fading going on in Europe right now. Boy, I barely got a ghost image on him. On FT8. Okay, he's not hearing me, so let's move on. Uniform X-ray. That's roughly the same distance, about 4,400 miles. Okay, now this is interesting. Yes, my cameras are gone. Let me bring them back. I'm going to put it on loop, okay, guys? So tell me... weenie. It's a weenie. That's a big weenie, not a Winnie. It's a picture of a weenie. You know, a hot dog? You big weenie. So it's going to cycle through the scenes right now, you guys. Bank boy. Hey, you got me. Okay, this is something interesting, Al. Check this out. We talk about this all the time. So that was roughly the same distance, different QTH into Europe. The other station couldn't hear me. This one could. Same power. So you can sit here and go around in circles till you're blue in the freaking face. Kevin, I'm sorry, dude. I know you're going to be scarred for life. See, that's what I mean. I find that interesting. It would be really interesting to see what antenna systems these guys are running with these two stations that were roughly similar distance away, like between 4,000 and 5,000 miles, let's say 4,500 miles. And I noticed the azimuth to get to the station is much steeper. It's further north, which is 47 degrees. I'm beaming 53 degrees. So I got that one in the log. Uniform X-ray 2, Sierra Bravo. Al's working Yankee November 1, Echo Charlie Fox. But I have no idea where that is. You guys, get out of here and go play on the radio. What are you doing here? My gosh. Don't go, because if you all bail, my feelings will be absolutely crushed. Totally crushed. Okay, what do we got? Things whipping by so fast I can't see. Echo Hotel, what's that? That is... See, I should be pointed further south for that one. That's at 70 degrees. Echo Hotel. What's that, Al? Echo Hotel. Ethan, glad you gave me your name. I'm not going to remember it though, buddy. I'm sorry. But good luck on your foundation. It's maddening, dude. I hope your wife is cool. This is a very time-consuming hobby. My wife is actually traveling. You guys are going to love this. She's in Maryland right now on a trip, on a business trip. And she called me. Well, before she called me, she texted me and she said, hey, are you streaming tonight? Because I don't want to bother you. Can you believe that? She actually didn't want to. She's traveling with work and she didn't want to interrupt my stream. I mean, how lucky am I? Honestly. you know what the real deal is that she knows that I'm going to stream regardless. So I'd say, hey, I'm streaming, suck it up. And there's this out in the by the garage in the driveway. We have 2 dog houses. They're both the same size, and I've often thought of, well, because I get stuffed in the doghouse all the time because of my behavior. I wonder if she'd notice if I actually took the 2 dog houses apart and made like one big dog house so my feet wouldn't hang out when I slept at night. I don't know. He can't hear me. Moving on. Okay, I'm going to call CQ. I'm going to wind it back to 7% drive and see if anyone hears me. 5 watts. Let's go to 5 watts. TX to RX. I'm up here between 2000 and what am I on? What am I on? Good Lord. 2386. Just to let you guys know, 2386. Oh, Kevin, you are so lucky, dude. So lucky. Oh, somebody took the frequency. Okay. Great. I'm just warning you guys, if you try and do this on very low power, it almost doesn't matter how much power you run, they are going to stomp you. Hey, Rick, what's going on? Good evening. NASDR. I got to find a place to sneak into. Let's go in right above him. Transmitting on 2489. This is a general CQ call, so probably someone from stateside is going to come back to me. Somebody just stopped me. They took the frequency. Hey, I can't curse on this stream, can I? Because I'll tell you what, this mode will bring out the worst in people. The absolute worst. I know, it makes me want to rip my hair out, man. Let's try this again down below. Chezzy Wezzy, Chezzy Wezzy Wezzy. You're the best. You're the best. Yeah, I figured I'd do something different tonight, you guys. The zombie stompy, baby. There you go. There you go, mister. Here you go, gang. That's me right now. I think I'll just leave that on the screen. What do you think? Can't do it. Ah! Rick. I'm pointed the wrong direction, man. You aren't going to hear me on 7 watts. I'm going to flip it, Rick. Hold on. Get the exchange. NASDR just picked me up. Okay, he should hear me now. Hopefully. Excuse me. No, we just got stomped, Rick. I got stomped. A big station just took it over. Totally crushed us. Okay, 40 going out, Rick. Hopefully we can get this done. I don't know. Right where I'm listening, it's like bright, deep burgundy. This is where I'm listening right here. Not good. Okay, I'm going to halt the exchange. Rick, see if you can sync the sync your transmit to receive TX to RX and come down to 517, 517, 517. I'm going to throw out a CQ call, and it should complete the exchange if you're down there. Because it's clean down here on my end. Nothing there. Yeah, it's an addition. An addition. Wow. Oh. KD8 AVN just picked me up. You're only 16, dude? Oh, yeah. Nah, don't do the marriage thing. Cool. I'll just go ahead and say it. I can say that because the wife's not sitting here. And so help me God, you guys put anything on this stream and post anything, she will see it. So, yeah, please. Cut me some slackage. That's on 5 watts. Pathetic trip. 5 watts, 431 miles. Okay, I'm going to go back towards Europe. All righty. Hey, Kevin, catch you later. 7-3, buddy. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, great to see you. I know it's late over there. I'm not going to be in here too long. I figured I'd just bang away some. I'm going to jump, make the move down to 75 meters here, see what I can muster over in Europe. So I'll make a couple more calls going east towards Europe. If I don't have any pickups, I'm going to make the move here. Hey, no problem, Kevin. Thanks again for stopping by, man. Good to see you. And we'll catch you again. I'm trying to pay attention to ooh. Can you believe that? Echo Alpha 3 Kilo Sierra on 5 watts. That's Spain. 37. That's what I was hoping would happen for you guys. In spite of what people say, this is not a power game. You don't need a lot of power. You just got to get a clear space to transmit and receive in, which is difficult, as you can see on the waterfall. But you will make contacts. On just a little 817, a little Yaesu 817, hook it up to a computer, bang, boom, done, 5 watts. You'll have more fun you can shake a stick at. Come on. The QSB just puked the signal. I got nothing coming back. Nothing. Boy, you weren't kidding. It just completely faded right out. Come on, baby, get the exchange. No, he's gone. Just disappeared. Totally disappeared. Okay, that's the last try. No, I don't see anything coming back. So that's an incompleted queue right there. You won't go to the log unless you get the exchange, I guess. I'm watching. I am on, Al, I'm on 517. 517. Let me, the desktop up so you can see it. Yes, 7074, 40 meters, 7.074. Transmitting and listening on 517 hertz. 517 hertz on 7.074. K4OCY just picked me up. That's off the southwest corner of the beam. So he's about 800 miles. And I'm still currently running 5 watts. Zulu Papa. Hey, you guys, where's Zulu Papa? Ooh. I don't think I've ever seen a Zulu Papa. Is that Antarctica, Al? Zulu Papa? Is that what I'm seeing? $21.98. Okay, that's in the bag. So let's go to 21.98. I'm gonna actually flip back around. That may be a tough one. I don't see it, Al. 21.98. I'm on 21.90. Oh, well, there's somebody transmitting right there. Boy, that was a big signal. It just Antarctica. So is that Romeo India 1 Alpha November Lima, or is that Charlie Mike 2 Alpha Sierra Sierra? That'd be cool to be able to work that. All I'm hearing right now, though, is Charlie Mike 2 Alpha Sierra Sierra. And it looks like they're having a hard time completing the exchange. QSB is rough. I'm watching it. No. Al, what's the call sign for an Antarctica that you're seeing? I'll look the calls up. I'll figure out which one's which. Okay, Romeo India 1 Alpha November Lima is the one in Antarctica. The problem is I am not decoding him. I'm decoding Charlie Mike 2 Alpha Sierra Sierra. Yeah, I'm not decoding Antarctica. All right, moving on. Hey, I got to show you guys something. If you don't think FT8 is popular, right? Watch this. Look at that S meter. 20 over. 20 over of FT8 signals. Ooh. Yeah, he's, look at that, 20, 25 over, pushing 30 over. There's no preamp on. 30 over FT8. That is crazy. Hotel Papa. Ooh. Hotel Papa 1 Alpha Victor Sierra. That is, oh, no, I gotta stop that. He's 191. He's down south. Okay. Echo 79 Echo Alpha. Let me bring the, I'll bring the radio online way off in the background. You guys let me know if that's too obnoxious because I'll shut it back off, but that's what the, that's what FT8 sounds like. That's a direct dump from the, it's a direct dump from the 7300. Okay, he's not hearing me. I'll bring it up to 25%. Oh. How was everybody's day anyways, man? Al, you had a contest tonight. How was it? And did Jesse go with you? I'm just curious. Did Jesse go up there with you, or did you do it from home, or what's the deal with that? And I thought it was, what was it, 6 meters? 6 meters, right? Start of the month over there. Curious as to how you made out with that. Okay, that's a bust. I'm gonna go back to. Okay, let's go down. Let's make a jump down to 80 meters, just for giggles. So this is gonna take a little bit. I'm gonna have to. Okay. We're to FT8. Let's grab 80 meters. 3.573. We are pointed at Europe. I'm gonna have to take a little bit in tune here. Wasn't too off from memory. This is way down at the bottom of 80 meters, and it's not where the array is resonant. But you know what? We'll go with it. Okay, so let's reset our frequency here. 3.573. So let's take a look on 80 meters. I'm pointed at Europe. And take a look and see what's going on here. Geez, I've got 75. I've got a 10 to 15, 20 over. 10 to 15 over signals on. Wow, 20 over. Look at that. Holy mother. Okay, let's clear this. Erase. Erase. Probably mostly stateside, but I've done good. When the phone portion of the band is closed on 75 meters. Oh yeah, there's Gulf 3 in there. Shoot, Sierra Victor. 2E0, Fox 1, that's France. Hotel Kilo. Oh yeah. Papa Juliet, that's Caribbean, isn't it? Okay, what do we got? Hey, Bert, what's going on? Bert's in here. Good evening. I'm going to kind of sit and watch what's decoding for a little bit and see if anybody's calling CQ. Somebody's tuning up on the frequency and wiping everything out. There's Bert. I see Bert. I'm decoding Bert. Papa Juliet 4. He's working, looks like Midwest, Kilo 8, Delta, India, Delta. I'm actually decoding both of them. All right, I'm going to call CQ here. We are on 502. 502. Call CQ, I'm not. I'm not picking up a lot of CQ calls out of Europe. Bert, yeah, I figured I'd try something new, Bert. You know, it's kind of an interesting mode. Have to go back to the beginning of the video. But good to see you in there anyways. Hope all is well with you. What do we got? What usually ends up happening is stateside here will pile on and wipe out everything over the pond as far as DX goes. So I may have to go. I have a specific call, a CQDX call in there, which should eliminate that, but Bert, I'm on 5. I'm actually pointed at Europe on 502. Oh, somebody's coming in. See? WA0LIF. It's okay. Flip her around. Okay, what do we got? Rick, give me a shout. Or Bert, or both of you. I don't care which. Or both. We'll take them in the order they arrive. The guy just completely disappeared. Totally fell off the radar. I don't know why that happens. I don't know if they... Oh, somebody's coming back to me. So maybe he's coming back now. That's awful tight. There it is. Okay. We got it. Equalizer. What's going on, man? Who are you? Give me your name, your call sign. Steve and Kathy, how are you guys doing? K1GMM. Bert. Oh, somebody took my frequency. Thank you. Okay, moving up. We are on 848. 848, and we are going to go, I'm going to wind it right back, 5 watts, just for giggles, and we are going to do some CQ calls here. Dave, good to meet you, good to see you. Bert, what do you mean you can't see me? That's a good thing, Bert. Consider yourself lucky. Because, Bert, I'll tell you what, dude. Hey, Chezzy. How's this? Here you go, Chez. How's that? Oh, my God. I'm pointed in the wrong direction. No wonder why you guys... I forgot to switch the array. 2 days ago, 2 days ago, well, 3 nights ago, we had really big winds in the valley, and it gave my antennas a thrashing. And I mean, they must have been going up and down like 10, 15 feet in the air. I have these blocks. They're like 4-foot logs hanging on the 40-meter array at the feed point to keep tension on them and everything. They were literally within their space 20 feet apart. It picked the blocks up and it reset them, within 8 feet of each other. And the array was all messed up, and it broke some of the connections. Must have been working at the switch out on the 80-meter array, so I had to fix it. So I fixed it, and when I jacked the coax in for the 2 driven elements on the 75-meter Moxon array, I put them in backwards. So when I flip the switch going that way, I'm thinking I'm going to Europe, because I'm actually physically facing Europe right now. That's how I have the switches, so I keep things in order, right? Well, I was actually going west. May be a reason why no one's hearing me. Now, that guy Dave last night, he checked me on a web SDR. He said when I flipped it in Europe, I completely disappeared. I was like a 7.8, I think. 7.8, just bumping an S9. And he said when I flipped it, the signal disappeared. So yeah, they aren't going to hear me over there if I'm flipped. And I am flipped, by the way. So I'm going back towards Europe now. So let's try this again. Duh. Okay, going towards Europe. That's what I'm afraid of, Bert. No, don't find me. Don't find me. I'm always very afraid because
You're the big weenie. You're the big weenie.
Yeah. Let's go back to... I've worked... Hey, Bill. Wild Bill. Bill, you know, I could picture you. I don't know what you look like, but whenever I hear the name Bill, I always think, you know, K3WDR's in here. He just joined us. I always think of, like, Wild Bill. You know, like, I don't know if you got, like, a pair of 6 guns you put on your hip and you ride around on a horse with, like, a cowboy hat and stuff. Yeah, that's... I don't know if that's the type of Wild Bill you are, but... Just curious. Oh, God. All right. Hey, Al, I see you in there. I'm not decoding you, but I see you in there. You're working AB1HL. Just to let you know. G7RHF is in there. Yes, I am, Steve and Kathy Runyon. Steve, I don't know which one, or both. Am I talking to both of you right now? I don't know. But yes, this is, let me explain to you what exactly this is. So I'm going to refresh. No gun. Bill. Yeah, I'll have a look at your page there, Bill. I was just curious. Okay, this is for Steve and Kathy. This is what's called Fox Tango 8, FT8. It's part of the WSJTX software package, and it's free. Chewing tobacco. You guys knock it off, man. You're killing me. So this is part of the FT8. This is part of the WSJTX package. It's called FT8. Basically, you can... And yes, that is muted. I want to make sure the audio wasn't killing you there. It's a digital mode. It's what's called a weak signal mode. So, but that being said, don't confuse it with a low power mode, which is what I did. There are guys running everywhere from like 1 watt to like 1.5 kW on this mode. It's absolutely mental. Why they do that, I have no idea. But it's basically taken over ham radio. I have a very specific use for it. And I can tell you if I'm down here in the shack and I'm doing some work on the computer or something, I will always have this running because it's basically, it's a zombie mode. It's a zombie mode, and here you go. This is what this mode is. Steve and Kathy. That's what the mode is. That's what you become when you do this mode. I'm just warning you. It's a zombie mode. There's virtually no interaction. It grabs the exchanges automatically. And Echo Alpha 5 ITG, good evening. How the heck are you? So there's very little interaction. But it's useful. Like I used it for the first time successfully last weekend on the VHF contest. I got a bunch of contacts I wouldn't have gotten in the log on FT8, so it has its use. I don't take it seriously. I call it drinking the Kool-Aid. Basically, everybody in ham radio right now is on the Kool-Aid, in my opinion. It's a rage, and unfortunately, I prefer like PSK 31, but the problem is you can go to the PSK 31 frequencies, and nobody's there. It's a ghost town because they're all doing FT8, so there you go. Yes, they do, Rick. That's what I use them for. Yeah, excellent. That's exactly what I use them for. First thing I do when I work on an antenna is run whisper. Abso-freaking-lutely. All right, let's find a clear spot. Get back to business here. And I don't have a CQDX call. Shoot. Okay, so let's do... Can you, Al, do you remember where you do that? Shoot. Settings. TX macros. Let's delete that one. Let's do CQ. CQDX. K1GMM. FN33. Okay, add. Okay, so let's see if this pops up and see what happens. I've had some weird things happen with this. So let's try a CQDX call. Nope, it's not working. Dang it. How did I do it before? Oh, good grief. I can't remember how I did it to get this to work. Anybody know? Yeah, I know on the TX. Yes, on the TX6 line, but you have to put that in, Rick. I put it in as a macro. I have it on my other FT8 computers. For some reason, it's not working. Let's go delete. Let's try. Let's try that one. See what happens. Oh my gosh, I forgot to save it. I'm losing it. Let's see if that one runs. Okay. It's working. Hey! Okay. Crankabilly. 40 watts. Hey, Rick, have you ever run your linear amplifier on FT8? Just curious. Steve and Kathy. Rick, is this open where? I don't believe it is, right? Technician class, I believe. Shoot. Can you do this as a technician class license holder in these bands? I didn't think you could. I thought this was limited to 10 meters and up, but I could be mistaken. Throw it on the chat there, Rick, for Steve and Kathy. Over. Jeez, I think I'm talking to you on the radio. Sweet. Hotel India. Oh, 461 miles. Would you? Are you kidding me? I'm calling CQDX. I shouldn't even go back to him. No, I'm not going to go back to him. I'm calling CQDX. Sorry, dude. Okay, you guys, heads up. Nice. Yeah, I wouldn't want to put basically a steady key down 1500 watts into. You better have a really good antenna for something like that. Look at this. I'm calling secure. Okay, you guys, here you go. This is what royally pisses me right off. You can sit here and call CQDX and people will stomp you. Stateside. I'm calling CQDX. I'm not looking for stateside, and yet they still call me. I don't answer them. I don't care. This is what... Rick, because it's NBIS. It's because it's NBIS. There's actually broad lobes which come off the top of the array, and you're too tight. Once you get out, like, lower, longer distance, then the front to back comes into play. But yeah, NVIS, you're NVIS to me. You're not that far away. Anything inside of 1,000 miles, forget it. I could work off of any direction here. I'm telling you, man, that just roasted my chestnuts. It's funny because this guy's hitting me and he's giving me no signal. And the guy just took the frequency. I may be done, guys. I may be done. This is... Okay, Steve and Kathy. This is what happens on FT8. It can be insanely frustrating. Just absolutely drive you completely up the wall. So he couldn't get me, right? So now he's calling CQ on my frequency. And he was just trying to get me, so he's stomping me now. Wow. I haven't seen that before. That's a new one. That's a new one. Okay, let's go up here. But I always take the high road. So I'm going up to 1500. Can't use that frequency. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. It's a moving, touching, horrible story. I've got only one thing to say.
You're an idiot. You're an idiot.
That's it, baby. Turn on the amp. Yeah, this old amp. My God, this thing's 30 years old. This old AL88. It's got the original tube in it. And I'm telling you, I'm going to milk this thing until the day I die. Until they're going like this. Pounding every last nail into my pine box. I'm determined to get every last ounce of every last milliwatt out of this amplifier before that tube goes. And I don't care how long it takes. Yeah, Bill. Yeah, Bill, it's like I said. Yes, you, Bill. This K3WDR, this mode's great. Like if you're down working on the computer, and a lot of times the big blabbermouth that I am, right? Because my mouth just flaps nonstop. Sometimes believe it or not, I'm just not in the mood to talk to anybody. And so I'll just run this mode in the background. I'll just pick up some, some contacts here and there. Once in a while, like last year, I was tuning up the magnetic loop. I just finished doing something to it. I can't remember working on it. And I had it out on the back patio, and I was running Whisper on 80 meters. 80 of all bands. 5 watts and went right on 80 meters, got into VK, Australia on that thing, on Whisper. Multiple runs. So I know it wasn't a fluke. So yeah, it's cool. You know, these modes, they're worth doing. They have their use for sure, but whatever. Ooh, 0-3. Let's try him. I'm going to probably have to throw some fire at him. Hey, you guys, look at the radio. Look at this. Now, granted, this is all stateside. Bill, the amplifier is an old Ameritron AL88. Bought it for $200, and it still puts out kilowatt. Still does a kW. They're around. If you can find them, if you can find one, get one. That's still in decent working condition. I would never buy a new amp at this point. I got him. Oscar November 3 Sierra Alpha Tango, 40 watts. 40 watts, 3,544 miles, 3,500 miles. Guess what the azimuth is? This antenna is pointed exactly at 53 degrees, and that's what the azimuth should be to get to him. So that's what I wanted to show. The signal's not strong, but I'm only running 40 watts. And even on 80 meters, yes, you can work stuff like that. Well, my point, Bill, anyways. My point, Bill, is that it's worth doing. It's worth doing just for the sheer sake of these weak signal modes are amazing. And you never know where you're going to get into, especially on Whisper's fun, because it's extremely low power, like run it on 1 watt or 2 watts or 5 watts, no more than 5. And just see where you get to. It's fascinating. Make sure you enable PSK Reporter. We got it. Confirmed. Yay! Had to bring the power up a lot. Initial contact was made on, about 40 watts. So, And if you look, let me pull up the screen. I'll show you how weak that signal was coming in. This is a very good example. Okay, if you guys can see this, look right here. See where the cursor is? That's where he was. Right there. Nothing but a slight ghost image. That's how sensitive this mode is, yeah. Uh-oh. Bert's in here. Hold on to your lug nuts. Okay, let's do it. Erase. Let's see who else is in here. I don't know why he's calling me again. I already got it logged. But let's do it one more time. I think he's got something wrong. He's looping on his end. But the exchange confirmed on my end, so I just logged it and that's it. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, that was confirmed on 50 watts. I'll bring it back down to... Just set it at 30%. Okay. We'll try and grab one more and then we're going to wrap this up, you guys. I really wanted to grab one on, and this is kind of a weird time on 80. I found, believe it or not, as gray line, what time is it? Ooh, it's 20 after 8. I got to go. Last try. Like 5, 6 o'clock Eastern time, which would be what? What would that be? 2000? Let's see, 2 o'clock is 1800. 3, 4, 5. 2100 maybe. Starting around 2100, sometimes it's actually not too bad on 80 meters. Here, I'm talking Eastern Seaboard. The further west you go, the later it's going to be. But going into Europe, I make good contacts on FT8 at this time. It's 8 o'clock. Oh, 2.5 hours ago. It's open a lot sooner than you think it is, usually. That's what I've seen. I'll see, well, 3 o'clock. I was listening 10 after 3 today, and I had Europe coming in on 40 meters already. And we were 4 hours off of gray line, or off of darkness. 4 hours. So figure that one out. Hey, Italy. Italy, Whiskey Zero, Romeo, Quebec, Juliet. That's 25 watts. Holy crap. Jeez, Rick, I don't know. Yes, I am a full-blown zombie. I think he's a minus 16. So I think I did decode minus 24, I think. Well, I'm decoding minus 24s right now, all over the place. Oscar Zulu 2, Alpha Bravo India, he's working Bert right now. I'm decoding him at minus 24. Pretty weak. Oh, shoot. Need to be paying attention. I'm flapping my jaws to you guys. Yeah, Rick, I don't think I've ever seen anything less than minus 24. Ever. I think that's about as low as I go. All I can tell you is at minus 24, I need a lot of smoke to get back to him. A lot of fire. That's a rough one. I lost him. I thought it was responding to him, and it wasn't. All right, I'm out of here. I'm going to call it, pull a plug, and yay! Yeah, that's it, man. So glad you guys come hang out. 73 John, Rick, Bert, Bill, Al. I'm sure Al's gone by now. And the rest of you guys, anybody who watched the stream, 73, we'll catch you later. And have fun, whatever you're doing, man. That's all. It's what it's all about. It's a hobby. It's a hobby, you know. I mean, my God. It's a hobby. Have fun. If you're not having fun, figure out something else to do, you know. All right, I'm out of here. Catch you guys later. I'm going to close it down. 7-3.